Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy. Welcome back to more Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Last time, we enter... I was gonna say it won't be easy to find another one of those, but apparently it is because it just keeps coming back every few seconds. Stop ruining the moment, Mithra, really. Okay, now that that's over, welcome back to more Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Last time, we saw a bunch of heart-to-hearts involving the Torn Blades, went to the Land of Challenge, and even fought a battle as Jin. It was quite a lot of cool stuff, all in a short amount of time. Now, there is only one blade left that we have not obtained. And I'm pretty sure by process of elimination, you know who it is. But I won't show you the silhouette, because they're not very interesting, so you might forget they exist. This final blade, I have decided, is going on Nia. I have 125 attempts at this. If I pull this off, it means that I never had to grind for core crystals, ever. Ever. The only thing that I've had to grind for is cosmetics up to this point, which I think is pretty reasonable. I don't count Ursula because you don't have to grind that. It's just supposed to passively go on in the background during your playthrough. Ursula's a common blade that you're supposed to get early, and I only just chose to do it that way for the sake of making a cohesive video. So if I get this blade without having to get more core crystals than this, that means that by just driver comboing every unique monster that Zenobia wanted to kill, and being smart about how much I was driver comboing unique monsters for that quest anyway, it might mean that you can beat this game very well without ever having to grind for core crystals. Isn't that something? All these people that poo-pooed this game for having random party members, as long as you skip the awakenings and then go view the awakenings in the cutscene theater afterward, it doesn't take long at all to get the blades that you want. My chances of getting this blade, I calculated it that with Nia's luck stat where it is, my idea stats where they are, and using mostly rare core crystals, generally speaking, I've got somewhere around a 2.5 to 3% chance of pulling this each time that I try. I failed it 90 times in a row. I'm losing the faith. I think we might need to farm some core crystals now. My last core crystal. Max boosters. All thrusters, let's do this. Huh? It wasn't in the silhouettes the first 2 times. I thought I might have had. Oh no. Okay, first thing that I have to grind for. It took. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That was a 4-crowner. What was that? What do you have? Indoor attack. Okay, you're not really that exciting. Never mind. Here I thought we got a really cool blade in place of the one that I wanted. You know how to farm cores, I've shown you how to do it. You take Tora, you go and you fight Relentless Arteron. Oh, no, here we go.
Call my name and I appear, Abrona. The stage is set! Follow me to victory! This is awesome! So, who's my new driver then?
I didn't know that the same picture could appear twice in the same core crystal because she was the second and third silhouette that we saw. 2, that's not the pose that you made in the cutscene, making you, I think, the only blade that doesn't make their pose. And 3, Abrona! A blade that many of you have called annoying and obnoxious and your least favorite character in the game, and you tell me that I'm too hard on Petroka. But honestly, I don't find her that obnoxious. I think that she's just kind of forgettable. She's only in a couple of scenes ever. And her playstyle kind of matches that. Barely.
Can I help?
For those wondering, I had to kill Arteron twice, and then I got it. It took me about 130, 140 tries total to do it. Yeah... Okay, let me talk to you about what I think should have been. Personally, if this was me, in New Game Plus, or at least after some sort of really far requirement had been reached, I think there should have been some Nopon merchant in some town somewhere that got added, maybe Argentum, perhaps you'd have it available from the beginning in New Game Plus, who would detect, hey, you've only got a couple of blades left, or hey, you know, you've made it really far in the story and you probably have a lot of blades by this point. And for 1 million G, he would sell you core crystals that guarantee you a blade that you do not have. I got about 5 million G burning a hole in my pocket right now, and it's useless. I think that would have been a good late game perk for money, where I would only have to get all but 4 of those blades, and then I could just buy the last few. I think that would have kept the funness of the party members being random and not knowing what you're gonna get during the playthrough, but without the post-game requiring so many core crystals to get those last few to show up. That's personally how I would have done. This is it, our last 3 blades not at least A rank trust, and the recipients of our final love sources.
Not bad, I guess.
Wow! Itching to use it.
A vital skill.
Abrona's Merc Group.
We're not Team Nasty for nothing. Very well, let's go.
Just show
It takes a special kind of person to name your Merc Group that.
Nothing to it.
Well met.
So that's every single, not you, Tornin, blade in the party at once. I've been doing Merc missions off screen, and all of these Blades affinity charts are pretty freaking close to being complete. I've done everything that you can do in Merc missions, and now we're gonna go through the last objectives they didn't have. I figured you didn't need to see every single little note on this because these are quite easy Blades to raise up, and they don't require much of anything. So first off, we want to go to the no hard time. I just had Adenine on, so it's a lucky thing that I dequipped her. We want the Millenarian Titan from Argentum. Use this on Akos once.
Heroism is the key to drama.
Not a favorite item or anything, just needed for this skill. He's specifically tied to reading or using certain pouch items. Then we want 4 board games.
Heroism is the key to drama.
Then after that, he's good. Just raise affinity in combat 7 times, he's done. Stop number 2 on our way to the grocery store is Garfont Village. Man, grocery stores are not in convenient locations these days, are they? We want to go to these fusty fungus caves. Hey, Akko's helping out. Ooh, man, this is gonna be a lot of mushrooms all over the place. I can make a lot of money dealing these. Oh boy, okay. Fusty fungus is necessary for Fiora's Nopon Wisdom level 1, a skill that we had not even started on yet.
I know Nopon look cute, but don't be fooled.
I was gonna say that you ain't seen nothing yet because Nopon in your story aren't as bad as this one, but nah, Nopon in your story were pretty damn tragic too. After this, she wants Napapamuli, an unusual artifact that can only be obtained by doing the Merc mission. For Fiora's next level of that skill, grow little vegetables must be cleared to unlock the Merc mission. It's actually not unlocked until you've cleared this quest. I don't think I needed to talk to him again. Manufacture help to get 3 Napapamuli. With the right blades, it can take as little as 13 minutes. Probably even less, actually.
Fishing? It's all in the wrist.
Just don't learn from Ryan.
I know Nopon look cute, but don't be fooled.
And last up, she wants Honey Olay, which happens to be her favorite item. And that's purchased from 12 Brothers Sister Pond. See the Nopon theme?
I know Nopon look cute, but don't be fooled.
Let's rest a spell. I'll bring up the rear.
Cresidus unlocks his levels purely based on amount of meat in the party, and for one of his level 3 skills, he wants mixed meat platters. I happen to just already give him this without meaning to, but you want that. His other skills are stupid simple damage in single hits.
Let's keep our heads.
I can do anything! And so, the world champion is born!
Rather impressive.
You weren't born today, Cresidus. The champion of the world was born at least 5 days ago. Give yourself some credit, man. You're great. Similarly, Akos wants Ardanian Arms Album for a level 4 skill, and I didn't need to give it to him because I already did somehow. And yeah, I was ahead on this too. The meat and lentil skewer, I cannot talk right now, and the Estrel Quotelettas are needed for Cresidus' skills, already had them. The Isle of Sleeping Remains in Leftheria is our next destination.
Came a pretty long way.
In fact, of all the Titans, this one has got the most
next?
objectives for us to take care of. That's because it's actually like 20 Titans or so, yeah. Our first blade we're seeing is Azami. No, not Sheba, no, I had her in a frickin', oh, stop. Yeah, I'm a fool. A thing that I didn't do during Sheba's quest was, where the heck did it go? Somewhere around here? Somewhere. Where is, I hope I didn't walk past it 5 times. Perplextoyan! Azami wants this for a level 5 skill. It's something that I missed over that I could see other people missing over, so I figured I might as well just lump this in. Oh, we damage capped it! Yes! Wait, why did I get a vision from this thing? It's level 47. A new record! Who could have seen that one coming?
Feels good. Our love has finally bloomed.
Cor, that's incredible!
Atop Godsford Isle is Rapturous Scandia, who wants to be hunted by Agate for a level 5 skill. Why would I save this for so long? That's because Newt also wants it for one of her skills, and we didn't have her until practically right now. Cresidus had some other meat or something in Funset Village, you know. Fiora wants 1 Bagna oyster roll from Tantal and 1 whitebait salmon hot pot. Wow, the gold sheen on you is beautiful. I'm sorry I called you, no, I'm not. Abrona is quite a forgettable character. I want you to know that to make this video so that we could have Abrona's chart filled in, I left the Merc mission running for about 20 hours, just idling with my system on. You could argue that that's the second thing that I had to farm for in order to 100% this game, because I didn't want to manually fill in her chart as well as everyone else's. I wanted to just knock them all out at once while I did things like Eddie, you know? So over here by the Zataris Spring is, yes, this rather annoying tombstone. How fitting for her. Ravenwing Skull. Woo! Sorry guys, I'm late. This level 62 is something that Abrona wants. And you know what? It's dying so slow, I feel like we can go over Abrona while we knock out the unique monster that she wants to kill. Abrona is a new weapon class, the Brilliant Twin Blades, and is electric element, unusual in more ways than one, as that's not an overly common element that you see on some rare blades. She gives her driver paper-thin defenses to match those wings of hers, 5% on both, muy stinko. But she gives a 20% agility mod, so, you know, it's okay. Her weapon gives a 25% chance to attack again after a successful auto attack. Natural double attack status, not a commonly seen thing at all. But that's also kind of a low chance. Her weapon is based closely on the twin rings, you know what to expect from that. With all those different hits in the auto attack combo and a chance to attack again, it's okay. For her ox cores, we're going with an outdoor attack up and massive melee Mithra. Everyone's just getting to wear these tights, aren't they? If you don't want to use massive melee Mithra on such a mediocre blade, then I would say critical up 5. She's a rare example of a blade that I highly recommend for Nia above any other driver. That's because of the art Papillon Dance. Giving a break and a 50% recharge upon landing a critical hit. You're seeing why her critical hit was so instrumental. Going into her other stats, she gets a shameful 5% block rate for life, but a decent 31% with that massive melee Mithra. If I were to take that off, it's 25%. On Nia, I'm gonna go Ember Cake Zeke. God, it's just everybody wearing everyone else's clothes, aren't they? And will improve her luck by 31% for increased break chances. And I'll give Nia a legendary beta scope for improved break chances. Gosh, Nia took so long to get a Brona unlocked, and here I thought you were a lucky cat. Who am I kidding? No one has ever thought Nia is lucky. Her other arts on Nia, Cheetah Scratch, adds a 50% chance to 50% to damage ratio after canceling an auto attack. Trixie Loop increases damage from the side, and she actually gets a party heal. I think I'll put that on just because it's Nia and because those are pretty good effects. We are ending the series on a Brona, who is quite possibly the most forgettable blade in the entire game. I know, how funny. Her first battle skill is Swift Kitty. Improves auto attack speed. It's Pandoria's god-awful skill on an even worse blade, who's also electric element, very weirdly. I don't know what it is. There's no other brilliant twin blades out there. They might as well have just made her attack speed better out of the box so we wouldn't have to deal with this. It was giving her a problem for a skill to get rid of. Now You See Me reduces aggro from auto attacks. Why? Auto attacks are not a significant increase in aggro. It doesn't matter. Her level 3 special right there, ooh, it's actually what we saw. Cruel World. Farewell, Cruel World. It is an either attack 6-hit, fan-shaped, guard annulling, and it's low damage for a poor effect. Cruel World is right. Let's get into her level 2, Skewer.
Danger Master.
It's a rare projectile attack. You saw how delayed the damage was there that gives free damage in a chain attack similar to Poppy QT. Then lastly, we got her final battle skill, Quick Rep. Reduces blade switch cooldown. That's not something that inherently makes her stronger, it just makes her more available at different times. As you see there, I am canceling my break art into itself by just critting with it. It's a multi-hit break attack, and it just goes almost endlessly with these high chances that I have. This is the one thing that she is good at. She has the second best break art in the game to Cutie Pie. But everything else about her is so dumb. I don't know what they were thinking with her. She has no core chip changing, so she can't change her stats, and that sucks majorly because she has the lowest auto attack of any attack class blade. Any. Why do we need to lower her aggro from auto-attacking when she already has the worst damage of any attacking blade? She even has 2 Ox Cores, so I can't even say that she's got lots of slots to make up for it. She's just got nothing. The only big thing that she has going for her is that break art. That's it. It's 4 hits, it only breaks on the first hit, but because it's 4 hits and I got my chances up to 31%, statistically I will crit with it almost every time and get another shot at that break. I would actually say that her best skill is the fast blade switch time, because that means that you can just use that one art, get off of her when you've used the break, and then go back to her when you want to just use that one art again. It's kind of sad, but that's really the case. Here I'm doing another battle to just spam it again so you can see how repeatable it is. And also because we got to see her level 4.
Follow my lead. Behold! There is no escaping a Brona!
Lactator is totally what I thought that said the first time that I saw that word. Lacerator is an Ether 10-hit attack with a higher critical chance and higher damage with high HP. Given that she's got a healing art on Nia, pretty good match. It's definitely the least awful of her specials, so I had to put a price on that. Yeah, all 3 of her battle skills are stupid and useless. She's not even noteworthy in how bad she is. She is a blade without a play style. And I find it so funny that she's the one that we're doing last. Why do people say that you're annoying and that you're the worst character in the game? You get like 3 lines. You're not that bad. And I'm pretty sure a lot of the people who called you annoying didn't even play this post-game content anyway. You're fine by me, Abrona. You're fine. Now what's bizarre is that in the cutscene where we meet Abrona, she has this ludicrous ability to disrupt the ether flow between blades and drivers, and this is what overwhelms Rex and Pyro, what causes Van Damme to have to stab himself and thus die. She's actually pretty important in that fight and causes the bad guys to force Mithra out of Pyra.
Future.
Yet,
Me.
she doesn't get any of that. She just gets crappy, stupid, generic abilities. They didn't even try to adapt her lore into
I
her
could get used to
playstyle
this.
like they did with every other blade that appears in the story.
Interesting.
It's kind of disappointing, actually, because I would have loved to have had an ability like that maybe she would cause affinity down to occur when fighting other drivers or something from auto-attacking. That could have been fun. In lore, it's such a threatening ability that only Mithra was able to beat.
Heroism is the key to drama. The gods themselves fear me.
Rather impressive.
Mythological hero Akos. The Isle of Urchon is the site of Abrona's heart-to-heart.
Oh my, such a wonderful place.
Yes, indeed. I must admit it's a dramatic scene. Looking at it is like a spur to my creative energy.
Akoth, you think you'll write another play?
Perhaps. Gazing out at a vista like this, it's like a churning sea of possibilities. I mean, for example, a story of a woman who took to the skies on wings of freedom.
Sounds way interesting. I want to hear more. Akoth, you must write that story. I can't bear it if you don't.
Abrona, it's easier said than done. Ideas need to crystallize a little first. But perhaps you could be my inspiration for this story.
Inspiration?
I mean, because you fly on wings of freedom. You're wild and untamable, and you've already got wings.
Oh, am I now?
Why don't you try flying a little for me now? Right here.
Yes, of course.
You're my kind of girl, Abrona. Living your own way.
Of course I am. I'm the very picture of freedom. Although, sometimes I wonder whether what I have is actually real freedom. I mean, a blade always shares the fate of their driver, right? Doesn't that mean we're kind of tied down by our drivers? You can hardly call that freedom.
Abrona, you surprise me.
What? How?
That's awfully insightful. It seems the genius of my story has inspired you in turn. I always thought that you were just fired by raw, unthinking desires and whimsical emotion.
Akoth, you're skating on thin ice. I'm actually very thoughtful. Underneath. Like, say I've got some of my favorite Tantalese porridge here. And let's say Nia is about to eat it. My stomach says eat it, but my conscience says let my driver have it. Real freedom is being able to choose whether I sit back and let them eat it, or ask them to let me have some. And that choice is up to me, Abrona. So in a way, I'm the driver of me. Being able to choose, that's real freedom.
Yes, you can make choices, and those choices lead to consequences. All of that is under your control. Although, I have to say I can't picture you making either of those choices. If I was to bet on it, I'd have said you'd have punched your driver and taken all the grub for yourself. Would you really consider any other option?
Realistically, that probably is what I'd decide to go for.
Hang on, doesn't that just mean you're being selfish?
Well, choosing to be selfish is a kind of freedom, too. Not being tied down by anything. Living for myself. Not doing anything nasty and boring. Only doing fun things. That's the sort of life I want.
Yes, yes! You're the ideal inspiration for my free-spirited heroine. This is going to be the greatest comedy of all time.
Well, that settled it. I'll keep doing whatever I want. Otherwise, Akoth's story would be ruined.
Let us turn this farce into a 3-act comedy.
Flying? From here? I didn't think you could fly.
Huh? You really didn't know I could fly? So very silly.
Well, it's not as though she has real flight like a bird flapping its wings. It's more like floating around on the ether flow. Those wing-like organs let her manipulate it.
But unlike real flight, it's not affected by wind or weather, so I can go wherever I like. So they really are wings of freedom.
Hey, Abrona, here's an idea. Why don't you try taking to the skies with your driver?
With my driver? But drivers can't fly?
Can't you bear them up in your arms? The heroine in my story was going to soar the heavens with her loyal companion. That'd be incredibly dramatic, don't you think?
Now that you mention it, yes. If you want to take to the skies on Abrona Airways, just call me.
Nah.
What? No? You trembling mouth. I promise to try not to drop you. I'm not all that clumsy, you know.
Hey, wait a moment. That would be even more dramatic. The heroine drops her friend. Oh, the pathos. Yes, the muses have called out to me and I've heard.
So she will drop her friend?
That's right. Her companion will be dashed on the rocks below like a bag of wet rice. Now come on, Abrona. It's time you try taking your driver for a spin. Reach the highest peak, then let them go into the cloud sea below.
Okay, sounds like a great idea.
Hey, not so fast. I wouldn't want to fly without Dromark. There's no way you can hold up me and Furbag here.
Come on, this isn't an offer that one can refuse. I'm writing the ultimate comedy here. Your help is appreciated.
No doubt about it. I can't miss out on the chance to be immortalized in one of your tales, Akoth.
Even Akos thinks Nia's life is a joke. That wasn't a very good heart-to-heart. It was just kind of there and didn't feel like it really went much of anywhere.
You're lucky to have me.
The rest of Abrona's skills are tied to gathering seafood.
Itching to use it.
And then we can just send her away on merc missions for the rest.
You're lucky to have me. I'm even more myself than I was.
Nice.
Even her finishing quote for 100% is forgettable. Cliffs of Moratha already. Sever wants to take out Machine Gun Julio, proving that he is the best serial killer this side of the world tree.
I feel sharper than ever. This is the full extent of my power.
Cora, that's incredible!
Old Patty wants to go to one of the most remote corners of the Cliffs of Moratha and take out Evil Eye Mambo.
Yeah. Well, thanks. Sublime. Your efforts have borne many fruits.
On the lower level of the world tree is the data processing room and Mark 6 Margot.
We're on top.
I believe that we've never killed this either. It's needed for one of Mikhail's skills and it was just floating around up here, not taken out at all. No tombstone.
Running out of room for improvement.
I'll say.
Take a picture, it'll last longer.
Sublime. Your efforts have borne many fruits.
Yes, sir. I'd love to remember this, you getting maxed out. You're so good. Right just outside the nuclear dump facility, if we go up this ramp and then back over
It's
this
the dawn of a new
way.
day.
How can you tell, Morag? Yeah, Morag, stop your yapping. We want to go up to this tombstone and Haywire Coastal.
Flame combo, third stage. Magnificent. Awesome.
We tossed it over the railing! Where'd it go? Oh no. Okay, it still counted, it still counted. You don't get all the rewards for doing that, like the money.
A new strength has awakened. I feel like I could sink a Titan battleship with my bare hands.
Sublime. Your efforts have borne many fruits.
Well, I know a girl who could give you a lot of tips on how to do that. I'm terrible. And that's every single New Game Plus Blade with their affinity charts filled in. So now we got some other Blade-related topics that I would like to cover in a wrap-up of Blades as a concept. One of the most popular requests I got, all over the place in the comments, was to do Blade bios, with optimal builds, making my own tier list once I had every single Blade for easy reference. I considered this during production of the main playthrough and while planning it out, but decided against it. A lot of Blades had their information disjointed due to only being available to do so much per video to begin with, so it wouldn't be easy to compile everything that I said across such a long series. Plus, a lot of this would be repeating myself if you've watched this far. I've explained again and again why certain Blades are good as we have used them more and more, and we got to see them in different contexts. Instead, I'd like to offer Anel's Blade Guide series and his tier list. They do this job well, and I agree with most of everything he says. This had input from so many members of the Xenoblade community anyway. The only exception is that I think Cresidus is secretly really good and hasn't been looked at hard enough. But what I thought I would do for easy reference instead is go through the Blades and say which drivers I like for each of them, really quick, and you can come back to this video, easily reference that if you're ever playing through the game again and wanted to know who was good on who. Because that is pretty good information to know. Pyra and Mithra can only be on Rex. Dromark I recommend higher on Rex than for Nia, but he's a consistent healer on Nia, at least for the main story. Poppy Form's done everything there. Rock has no options. Brigid, Morag, easily. Rex is not good with her. Pandoria, Zeke easily. Nia has no options. Aegean has no options. Godfrey sucks. Why would you have him on anyone? If you have him on anyone, I guess Morag. Wulfric could be good on Rex or Morag, depending on if you want Morag to be more of an attacker than a tank. She does that job well, and I've used her for that plenty of times. Percival, Rex, or Morag. Good attacker. Vale is a rare member of a generic weapon class who I prefer on Rex to Zeke. Zeke's set for the Mega Lance isn't that great. Rex is an attacker. They work well together. Agate I could see on anyone, really. She has a party buffing ability. Doesn't really matter who she's on. I'd probably say Nia or Morag. She has good art effects on Nia, even if the arts themselves don't play out at good speeds. And all that really matters is just that they're on a female driver, so on the AI, they're not being switched off of that much. Gorg I like for Rex. His damage reduction effect party-wide just matters that he's on at least somebody. Boreas, good for Zeke, good for Nia, especially early game because Boreas is so easy to S-rank if you start the game with him. Might as well have him on Nia where he's optimal in the early game. Dagus, weirdly I would probably say Morag because you don't want him being switched off of ever. He's best if he's just standing in the corner. Cassandra, Morag. Praxis, even though I used her on Morag, I'd actually say Rex. She has paper-thin defenses and she's not as strong as Wulfric. Theory, Morag, she's a quest blade, of course. Perun is not that good. I would say that she's not very dependent on who you have her on because she's one of the worst attack blades in the game. Cora, Nia, dedicated healer. Azami could be good on Nia, could be good on Zeke, and also could be kind of decent on Rex as well, even if his stats aren't really geared to it. She's mainly an attacker and has good, she's mainly an attacker, even if his Ether Cannon set is not as impressive as those two. Ursula's party healing and an Affinity Max Barrier makes her a good choice on any driver. The only one I wouldn't like is Morag because her Knuckle Claw set is so unfortunate. Newt, Morag. Nim. Probably gonna be Nia or Rex. Sheba, Nia. Vess, Nia. Adenine. I probably would say Nia as well, because you don't want her being switched off of. She has a good party-wide effect. Electra sucks. I don't think it matters who you have her on, really. Zenobia. I'm gonna say Zeke on this one. She's all damage, no utility. Really, really strong. Zeke pairs well with her. He attacks quickly with her, and his DPS with her is super strong. Finch sucks. Doesn't matter. Florin, I wouldn't say matters either. I know that Zeke has a good bitball kit, but I would not use that good bitball kit with Florin. Cosmos. Gonna be Zeke. That's an easy choice. Harold. I don't believe that I've mentioned this. Harold can be overdrived on any driver. She does not have to go with Zeke despite being the treasure of Tantal. I'd still have her on Zeke regardless. Dahlia, I'd say Nia or Zeke. She's got some decent utility once in a while for chain attacks. Echoes, Zeke or Rex. Patroka, Morag. She's good with the Mega Lance. Patroka's based on that, and again, party-wide effect. Don't want her being switched off of if she's on the AI. Mikhail, Morag, has some decent arts on Rex as well as Nia, but is just so good on Morag. Abrona, Nia. Perdido, either Morag, Zeke, or Nia. Really anybody but Rex. He's just so average, and any of them can do his job. Cresidus, Zeke if you want him doing the toppling and having control over that. Rex if you do not care and are gonna have someone else do the toppling. Sever, Rex. Talos, Zeke. Poppy Buster, either Morag or Zeke. Has good damage, and Zeke's shield hammer set is not that bad. Poppy Buster's batted out the best shield hammer. Shulk is excellent on Morag, decent on Rex. Fiora, great on Rex, also decent on Morag and Nia. Crosset, early game, it's an easy win for Nia, but as it goes up in the levels, probably gonna want to overdrive her onto Zeke because his bitball kit with pulverizing dunk is so good. Corvin is good on any driver. There is no bad driver for him. He's guaranteed to have a smash art. He does attacking, he does healing, he does tanking. There's no driver that you would ever not want Corvin on. Even Nia, I think he's good on Nia. And that's also something else. As much as I've recommended things for a lot of the Chroma Katanas, the Chroma Katana is an all-arounder weapon class. It might say tank on it, but it tends to just be good at damage and good at tanking, and its arts tend to just be whatever that driver wants. There's no bad choice with that class, even if Aegean sucks. Elma. I'm gonna say Rex for her. Rex has a good twin ring set. She's based on that. Super strong, good at attacking. And for this last topic, I am not only saving, but also cloud saving because I am petrified of messing this up. And yes, technically this means that with cloud saving, you can reuse core crystal to just keep trying again and again to get the blade that you want. I would not recommend this. Just take what the game gives you. You can win regardless of your luck. I hope I've proven that you can use crappy blades and still win any fight during the main story. It's not luck dependent at all. We're gonna end this video by releasing every single blade, as they all have unique quotes for being let go. And I can think of no one better to start with than...
Chin up. We'll meet again for sure.
Wow, he took that better than I thought he would. He's taking some of the fun out of this. Yeah, everyone's got a unique quote for these. These are some of the most remote voice lines in the game, because I didn't know about this. You taught me about them, and I've never heard this mentioned before. The only exceptions are the story blades, Poppy Buster, Elma, Shulk, and Fiora.
Goodbye then, friend.
They give you boosters?
Then we shall go our own separate ways.
Oh, was I too rude for you? I'm so sorry.
No, I should have tried harder, shouldn't I?
Oh, no!
It was really something. Thank you.
Sound like you're breaking up with me, man. Sounds amicable.
I hope my next driver feeds me well.
Oh, you're breaking my heart!
I'll be keeping an eye on you through my horoscopes.
Thanks for everything.
I hate goodbyes, but goodbye. I am sorry I couldn't prove my worth. Farewell.
Ouch.
No more gossiping?
so sad.
Don't think it's over. It'll never be over.
Goodbyes are always sad. But I trust you know what's best.
Ooh.
You'll regret discharging me later. I promise you that.
In bed?
I kinda knew this day would come. Well, thanks for everything.
No, Newt! I called her Newt, crap. Nim. Oh, God. I was calling out to her, feeling so bad that she thought this day would come, and then I got her name wrong. No!
What? You shall regret this.
I just wish I didn't have to forget all the time we spent together.
Oh, no! That hits different when you know her full story. Oh, my God.
Goodbye, then. I'll never forget my time with you.
Somehow I doubt that. Sort of what you Blades do.
What? No. Well, take care.
Next time we meet, let's duel. For old time's sake.
Promise you won't forget me.
Not gonna say it.
So, I was just a tool to you, huh? Harsh.
Oh.
Erasing Master's registry entries. Initiating format procedure. Did I prove of use to you?
I understand.
Stay cool, hon.
Such a disappointing finale.
Thankfully, this isn't actually the finale of this series, otherwise I would have had words for you, Akos.
Whatever. See if I care.
Don't let the door hit you on the way out!
So I'll travel alone. No big.
Somehow I think Petroka thinks what I said was hot.
I'll go gracefully.
If it were anyone else.
Then what? He didn't complete his thought.
Shame. We made a good team.
Don't treat me like I'm expendable.
Thought you wanted to be alone.
Hey, are you crazy?
Ha! It's a good one.
I see. So, this is the end.
Just making sure. Can't release this blade, can't release this blade, can't release this blade. I can release Corvin.
Never thought I'd see the day we'd be parting ways. Damn.
With language like that, I had no choice, and I've heard people tell me that this one is something.
Pyra? Please don't let them do this.
Oh God, I am the scum that does the genocide route in Undertale and then resets like nothing happened and Dick's friends with everyone as though everything's all hunky-dory. I'm awful! Oh, you're all back with me again. I am so happy to see you, even you, Miss Iron Back of Head. Ah. Okay. That's about it. That is every single Blade-related topic that you could ever want to know anything about, except one. Next time on Xenoblade Chronicles 2, we will be unlocking the Eye of Shining Justice and playing the final side quest in the base game. See you guys then!